Hi, this is LauraJthe.Treetalker, and today I spoke to Green Ash. I asked it the subject of today's reading, and it said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." So I said, why this subject? And it told me, because people hang their hopes for justice on things outside of themselves. Justice is a strictly human concept that isn't often reflected in real events. People have created a system that is supposed to offer justice. It is based on the law, which is also a human concept. All of it comes from the feeling a person gets when someone of ill intent forces their will onto them. The bully versus the victim. It ain't fair. Certain philosophers believe it's the way things are meant to be, citing that the entire planet operates on a survival of the fittest principle and that the strong are the best fitted to run everything, which is how it appears since life and death are so interwoven in this dimension. And I said, "Are you saying that's not true?" It told me, what I'm saying is that life and death are simply the way the life force changes, form in the physical realm. A life form emerges, uses up the energy within that physical body, then ages and dies, whereupon it becomes nourishment for many small creatures who in turn provide for even smaller organisms, etc. Or in many cases, the aging and dying cycle is interrupted by that individual's body merging with another one as nourishment. One process is less violent than the other, but the end is essentially the same. So, I said, is the whole planet just some big place where nothing is fair and the strong beat up on the weak? It said, fairness is also a human concept. So I said, how are we supposed to relate to what's happening literally all over the world to groups of humans that are being persecuted, tortured, or even exterminated by other humans? And what about all the animals that are treated as commodities one way or another, while those we don't consider useful in some way are pushed to and sometimes over the brink of extinction? Is any of that right? Again, the concept of right and wrong. So, I said, are those philosophers correct then? Is it all just about survival of the fittest? No. Planet Earth is a very special place where the forms of life are tested in the fire of physical existence. Ultimately, Earth is a place where we are pressed to move towards another dimension, where everything is more evolved in the way of spirit, and even then not completely evolved. A dimension that humanity in this stage of spiritual development might term heaven, where the concepts of right and wrong, fairness and justice no longer will be terms that need to be used. Then why, I asked, do the actions of others which seem wrong, unfair, or even evil upset us all so much? What's the point of all these emotions? Those reactions, the tree told me, are a lower harmonic of the regulating principles of the universe, and they are evidence of humanity's awareness of those principles. It is why, after failures, there is always a new attempt to regulate your society by methods that are rooted in idealistic concepts. All the great teachers have simplified those concepts and provided guiding principles by which the realm of heaven, so longed for, can be reached. Humility, patience, mercy, compassion, kindness, respect, charity, understanding, and service to others sound like simple things, but they require nearly constant attention and self-reflection to become habit. Just living kind of gets in the way, but is possible. There are many examples of people who have put these guidelines into practice while they went about very busy, socially, and even politically engaged lives. Still, they always recognized that they themselves were not perfect. They engaged in the battle between good and evil by having humility and remembering to apply the guidelines. They would always have told you that it is hard but rewarding work, and it's never too late to start. And that is what Green Ash told me today. If you enjoy hearing what the trees have to say to us, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I will put photos of the tree under posts on my homepage. And just a note, the phrase, "the arc of the moral universe is long," originated with Theodore Parker, a 19th century abolitionist, and was used again by Martin Luther King Jr. in the Civil Rights Movement. This is Laura Jean, the Tree Talker. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.